As of the 2022 school year, of the nearly 250,000 students enrolled in West Virginia schools, about 1,200 of them are enrolled in some form of public charter school like West Virginia Academy. That equates down to about 0.05%. Bikers will compete on this course that spans over 65 miles here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort. And while that length is similar to past competitions in Scotland and Denmark, this course is providing whole new obstacles and challenges for the competitors. Businesses like these, the Morgantown Hollywood theaters that just months ago housed a fully functioning Regal movie theater. But in January, the theater was reportedly given just days' notice that they'd be locking their doors indefinitely. This is ChatGPT, one of the premier large language AI softwares, and what it's doing right now is generating a news story about AI usage in the workforce. The way it works is you type in a prompt, hit enter, and within just a couple of seconds, it'll shoot out the best possible answer using data from all across the internet. There are over 2.5 million podcasts on the Apple podcasting platform. Of those 2.5 million, around 450,000 of which are active. That roughly boils down to about 18%. Straight ahead on WVU News, there are over 1,200 West Virginia students enrolled in public charter schools. I'm Mason Kinsey, and I'll tell you what makes this one in Morgantown different from the rest. Mountain bikers from all across the globe met earlier this month to compete in the UCI Mountain Bike Cross Country Championship in Snowshoe, West Virginia. The event saw competitors from 27 different countries and was the first time a UCI championship has taken place in the United States, and event officials understand just how important that can be.
The best analogy I can give you is if you're a Dutch kid and you decide you want to be a Major League Baseball player, you better get to the U.S. pretty soon. If you're 15, 16 years old and you love baseball, you're not going to become a Major League caliber player playing in the Netherlands. But the flip side of that is if all of a sudden they decide one day they're going to play the World Series in the Netherlands and you're Dutch, you're pretty excited about that, and you're darn well going to show up for that.
Cyclists would spend up to 5 hours pedaling the world-class trails of Snowshoe, trekking through various terrains such as dirt, mud, and gravel around the scenic area. Bikers will compete on this course that spans over 65 miles here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort. And while that length is similar to past competitions in Scotland and Denmark, this course is providing whole new obstacles and challenges for the competitors. The multi-county, all-terrain course is extensive, even to seasoned veterans. But world-class biker and second-place winner of the men's division, Chris Blevins, explains the fun in an uphill battle with a lifelong teammate by your side.
And Simon and I started last, so we had a lot of work to do, and he's a good friend, so it's really cool to go 1 and 2 with him.
First place winners from the event include Simon Andreasen from Denmark as well as Mona Minnerwalner from Austria, who took home gold in their respective divisions. Other medalists from the event include riders from Switzerland, South Africa, and Spain. As for now, the mountain biking season has come to a close, so competitors will look to train for the next season and a potential return to the Mountain State. From Mountaineer Playbook, I'm Mason Kinsey. Morgantown local Lindsay Jacobs opened Monkey Wrench Books in September with the goal of spreading her love of books and coffee to her hometown.
It was just about rooting down, deciding that this is the community that we're going to be in.
But Jacobs has noticed a considerable dip in business so far this year.
People just have less money to spend. And so it's hard to say, hey, come in and buy, a $20 or $30 book when they can go to Walmart and maybe buy that same book for, $15 or $18, right? People are doing their best to survive.
In 2024, nearly half of all West Virginians considered themselves to be living paycheck to paycheck. And that's translating over to the money they spend in their communities. 12 businesses closed in the Morgantown area in January alone. Businesses like these, the Morgantown Hollywood theaters that just months ago housed a fully functioning Regal movie theater. But in January, the theater was reportedly given just days' notice that they'd be locking their doors indefinitely. While mass business closures can raise red flags for incoming and local businesses, officials like Mon County Commissioner Tom Bloom are working hard to assure prospective business owners that Mon County is right for them.
When you say West Virginia to the rest of the country, they think of Appalachia. They have a real negative concept. What we try and do in Montague County is give us the chance to come here. Once we can get you here, We know we can sell. We have an amazing population and a workforce.
Jacobs says despite the financial challenges, the community supports her.
Anytime we say, hey, this has been a really slow week, or we really need you all to show us some love, the community totally shows up. So that makes me feel confident that we're going to be okay and that we're going to be here for the long run.
Jacobs is confident her community has her back. Mason Kinsey, WVU News, Morgantown. Public charter school West Virginia Academy was recently named a finalist for the Yoss Prize. The prize recognizes some of the top charter schools in the country, and Academy Executive Director Heidi True says working with the Yoss Foundation has created new opportunities for the school.
This whole year we get to work with the Yoss Foundation, which is huge. Next week I'm actually going to Washington, D.C. We're meeting with legislators to talk about educational issues and how they can help our state specifically.
As a finalist, the school received $500,000 for school improvements. Even though the prize is private dollars, some West Virginia residents are concerned that charter schools receive too much funding from the state, despite making up a significantly small portion of students. As of the 2022 school year, of the nearly 250,000 students enrolled in West Virginia schools, about 1,200 of them are enrolled in some form of public charter school like West Virginia Academy. That equates down to about 0.05%. But some of West Virginia Academy's faculty members would argue that that small class size should instead be looked at as a positive.
Our scholars that start here in pre-K, you know, if they go all the way up to high school, I mean, we're able to really form those really good bonds and be a team, because that's what education is. We all have to work together because these students are our future.
West Virginia Academy leaders plan to use the funding from the Yoss Prize to construct a new campus for their students. Mason Kinsey, WVU News, Morgantown. Anissa Gallo is an upcoming senior at WVU who is hoping to get a job in the journalism industry after graduation.
It always changes depending on the day and what kind of mood I'm in, but I'm definitely going towards the journalism market.
But over the past few months, advances in AI technology that allow computers to generate news stories has become a concern.
Journalism is a genuine art, and using a computer to generate those stories and those feelings that you get reading something that a journalist wrote, it won't be there anymore.
A recent survey of working journalists found that 46% are very or somewhat concerned that AI will replace their jobs. This is ChatGPT, one of the premier large language AI softwares, and what it's doing right now is generating a news story about AI usage in the workforce. The way it works is you type in a prompt, hit enter, and within just a couple of seconds, it'll shoot out the best possible answer using data from all across the internet. Career counselor Ashley Lesnick says while many college students fear for what the future of AI may hold, WVU is encouraging its future graduates to learn how to embrace it.
But what we can do now is really help to prep and understand how can you teach yourself little aspects of this to help you stay relevant.
Lesnick says many students' concerns come from a fear of the unknown. A recent study from the Pew Research Center found only 3 in 10 U.S. adults could effectively describe what AI is and how it can be used.
Now we can spend more time with our clients. We can spend more time building relationships that matter. That's where we can now use the AI.
While a considerable number of states are currently looking into regulating AI use in the workforce, there are still no federal laws to regulate it. Mason Kinsey, WVU News, Morgantown. I'm Mason Kinsey, and after the break, I'll take you inside this international event shaking the mountaintops here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort.